if you have not subscribed to Alboa Cinema, this is where you will get everything. So subscribe. Yeye ni wewe naongelesha. Subscribe.
So kuna hii video actually, there's a story going around. This is something that it has given me a chance to discuss something I wanted to discuss for a long. I've talked about it like in the industry for a while, but now this is over there in America at Fox Sports. Now this gentleman over here down here is called Skip Bayless. He used to do a show with this guy called Shannon Sharpe, Club Sheshe. Muliona ile video nilifanya and he react on Cat Williams. So he is that guy, but he still does those sports commentary. So like because I watch Bake, I watch American football. I'm interested in a few players. I like that level of athleticism. But now we're going to react to Anton Daniels. It's one of the channels that I follow for information and news about America. He does like a number of shows. But I want to watch the commentary on the civil case that was put by a woman towards another woman called Joy Taylor, who they are saying she was horizontally inclined to success. This is sexually transmitted success claims of that. So of course you have to say that there are claims of that in the case, and that this Joy Taylor was there servicing the people that had the power to promote her, as do many a slay queen in this our country. So let's hear what Anton has to say about this.
What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. I have a theory based off of this recent lawsuit that was filed. Now, let me preface this by saying that everything is alleged and it's innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
An accusation or a lawsuit doesn't necessarily guarantee that things are true.
We are in
However, we have to mind it out. We have to have the conversation because I believe, and everybody has been questioning this for a long time, and we've seen Shannon Sharpe speak on it. We've seen Skip Bayless speak on it. We've also seen in this exact same lawsuit, Joy Taylor be accused of some egregious things, including sleeping her way to the top. We've been minding that out. We had that conversation on the Millionaire Morning Show. But I also want to go over Skip Bayless because Skip Bayless is being overshadowed by Joy Taylor. Absolutely being overshadowed. I mean, we all know the $1.5 million that he's alleged to have been offering this.
Before he continues, now, okay, there's some slight changes I'm making to the channel. I'm adding more content that is outside the film entertainment realm. It's because there are so many other things out there I really want to have to say something about and react to and talk about, and all these things that just are not necessarily within what what I do is. So there are many things that interest me. I hope they do interest you, because I've done a few and you guys have responded really good to them, and I do hope to do more, also because I really want the channel to grow a bit more, to not just restricted to a specific industry, because I'm trying to reach very many different people for specifically what I do in the industry. Do you understand? So that if people here on the channel and you are a farmer somewhere, a teacher somewhere, you listen to something I talked about that is contemporary, maybe it's politics, maybe it's social, whatever it is, then while you are here, you can find out I make films and I'm releasing a film soon. Then you can come and become somebody who can patronize that kind of thing that I make. So it's a double-edged sword, but I also think it's very entertaining to diversify and talk about life in general. So let's continue. Now, this gentleman, Skip Bayless, is accused of paying 200 million shillings plus for, not paying, offering to pay 200 million shillings plus for Pudesh of a certain person. So let's hear also that there's Joy Taylor, then there's this guy, then there's
this woman, we just gonna call her Miss F.
Right?
For the sake of conversation,
something.
We're going to call her Miss F. And her name is Nushin
Faraji.
Nushin
Huyo ni kama ni
Ferrari.
ni
And I want
Mwarabu
to actually
something?
show you her for a visual reference just for the sake of conversation, all right? So this is the woman
looks
who
like
filed the lawsuit, who's making
looks
all
like
of the
one of
accusations
those very light
against
skin
everybody
Gina,
and
how about she's
saying
just
basically
white?
that they was trying to get to the box. This is the woman. Not a bad looking woman
No, she's
at
right.
all.
Kwanza she has the perfect
This is the
body
woman
that I
that is
like.
saying that she was the hairdresser for Skip Bayless, and he was making her these crazy offers. Well, it's no point in going back and forth about it. Let's just go ahead and go into it, and let's have this
But the
conversation.
other thing is, if you see her like on different knees, she looks. See there at the corner, she looks just average, ordinary. I think
Right, so
in some pictures, excuse me, madam wanatuwekea ka filter na piga pose hivi. Na change look kabisa.
let's go
Loco.
back to the lawsuit itself.
Yeah.
That's her name. That's her for a visual reference. But let's go down to the part where Skip Bayless, where she kind of go into, and she knew his contract, obviously. All of us knew that in 2016, Fox had contacted him in order to start this new show, Undisputed. Shannon Sharpe was one of the people they selected. He believed
$32 million. Mse ako na contract at $32 million. Hiyo si ni budget ya kushinda NTV and cities, no, maybe NTV and K24 combined. Mtu mmoja nyewe entertainment industry wao bwana ameiva. We need to move there. I need to move there briefly and make mtu kama huyu mwenye anaofa mtu $1.5 billion for Pudesha kuna hii job. Kwani ni aje
in Shannon. Obviously, that turned out to be a very, very smart move. But Skip Bayless right now is in shambles. And the reason that Skip Bayless is in shambles right now is because after Shannon Sharpe left and after Stephen A. Smith and his relationship is all done, now nobody...
By the way, Shannon Sharpe and Stephen A. Smith both now have very successful channels now online. Shannon Sharpe, of course, you remember I reacted to Cat Williams, the podcast. It's the most watched podcast to this date still on any platform. So, yeah. So, huyu ameendelea. This guy, on the other hand, the career has taken a nosedive, my friends. He is trying different ideas, different hosts, but it's just not the same as what went with this guy. And they left each other with really bad blood. They don't say it in public, but people could see towards the end there was a lot of animosity. So maybe it's about this Pudesha we are being told about.
Nobody actually wants to work with Shannon Sharpe, or not Shannon Sharpe, I'm sorry, Skip Bayless, because either he just doesn't have it, either he's toxic, or whatever it is. And again, we throw...
toxicity is relative. And people are being paid sufficiently in a job. They take a lot of toxicity happily. Just, my boss is an asshole, but you're there tomorrow at 6 again. Otherwise...
thought that the breakup of Shannon Sharpe and Skip Bayless was largely based off of the fact that Skip Bayless was mad at Shannon, or he would say something to him on air and all of this stuff. But I think it was a little bit more than that. Let's go into this lawsuit a little bit. First of all, Miss F, we're just going to call her Miss F. She says that after the reporting of the talk show host fell on deaf ears, Mr. Bayless began requesting that Miss F give him a haircut once a week in the makeup room. She did as she was told, and this is what is being alleged, all right? Initially, the haircuts by Mr. Bayless would discuss his life, his work at Fox, and other matters. However, soon after the weekly haircut started, Mr. Bayless began finding excuses to touch Miss F. He would give her lingering hugs after each haircut, putting his body against her own, pressing against her breast. He then began to kiss her on the cheeks. She was uncomfortable, it says, by the physical contact and would make excuses to leave right after the haircut. She would say, I need to pick up my son from school, so on and so forth. And also, let's also put into this that Mrs. F or Miss F just so happened to be a single mother. Yeah, it gets deep. Let's deep dive a little bit more. In approximately summer 2017, after, obviously, the launch of...
It's usually very hard to find a Muslim who's a single mother. Muslim woman. Yeah.
Undisputed in 2016, she was giving him a haircut. He told her that she was voluptuous. English is...
Daddy, lashes. Mama lashes. Hiyo ndio kitu nilikuwa naambianga madem. Sasa ile naomba Pudesha college. So now, Mama Lashes. So now. So I nafikiria wewe ni Prince Handsome boy. Trying to tumejaribu vitu mingi hapa lakini baadaye mnajioneana.
Is her second language. I know y'all like them passport chicks. Not familiar with the word. Asked what it meant. He seemed amused, told her to figure out. She eventually found it out from somebody else, was appalled, and stated that she did not date at work as she is a single mom and needed her job through the continuous declining of offers from Skip Bayless. Now, again, all of this alleged, we don't know for sure, but we all knew that something was going to happen or something was going to come out because every single year at the beginning of the year, it seems like stuff just start blowing up or Shannon Sharpe is somehow tied to it, whether it be interviewing somebody or him being at the center of things apparently in this. It says she was terrified, turned to her co-worker, who decided that Mr. Bayless was a powerful man and Fox protected powerful men. Earlier in this lawsuit, she said that Mr. Dixon, which is the person that Joy Taylor, she's alleging, have slept with. And that was one of the people that got her a job because Mr. Dixon, Charlie Dixon, who is this guy right here.
So this guy who is also your head of, I think it's an equivalent like of head of programming at Fox Sports. So, huyo Joy Taylor, huyo mrembo, she was smashing this guy. She was horizontally inclined to the top. So this is just a guy. You know, this guy on the street, me na yeye tuna compete. Except of course Mombasa wakiona hii rangi madewe. Unajua economy imekuja. I remember I was in Coast one time and I was paying bills for a white guy, but they wouldn't look at me and hawataka visa. Visa is more crucial than your bill. Anyway,
you don't have to be a great man at all. You just got to have a little bit of power and a little bit of money. Mr. Dixon insisted, because Skip Bayless was his friend and he was controlling everything content related, that Joy Taylor be on the show. All right? We got a lot of it.
Okay, so Buddha, this guy didn't want Joy in the show. So the guy we've just seen, this one, was smashing Joy, so he lauded over Skip because he's his boss and apparently his friend too. Kuhaya huyo. Alright, that happens all the time, by the way.
Related. That Joy,
especially kama mrembo. Ukidili na mtu wako very mrembo kwa corporate. Sikiza what they are saying. Move away from this beauty you're seeing and think, huyu mtu competence level iko wapi? Test the competence level. You can test the oil later, but first, kama ni biashara, competence.
Taylor be on the show. All right? We got a lot of visual references today, but let's continue. We want to get to the part where Shannon Sharpe is involved, or they're alleging that Shannon Sharpe is involved. All right? Powerful man. Only
but
this
case doesn't involve Shannon. He's not mentioned in the suit. Yeah, so but peripherally, because he was working with this guy, I guess.
To report the issue. If she reported him, the two decided to be kind towards Mr. Bayless, or she would lose her job. Goes on to say that she hurt her back. She went back to human resources. They said that they could fire her. She felt like she was being treated unfairly. But then she goes into Joy Taylor was moved from Undisputed to the Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Yeah, that's actually where I knew that this Taylor woman. I used to watch this and we see The Herd with Colin Cowherd. I watched that one. And nilimwona, so you know, like this guy was going on about the stats and every player and the what. Then kuna kamrembo kameka tu kwa kona, saa zingine tuka kona kahudi kameka ile rafu kameka ile nekanga hiyo Slay Queen kako hapo tukana throw moja like what is this person doing here? See the eye candy. You see there's nothing wrong if you say the eye candy. This is eye candy for this show, Miss Joy Taylor. Most people will be fine with it. You see, like in UFC, if you watch UFC, these matches, that these two girls, remember, even boxing, they carry those two. Round one, those two placards like that, and then they come, they're dressed sexy, ni warembo. That's their work, to look pretty. Nobody's there talking nonsense about, you're your kasi. Beauty is currency, my friend. See, we all know that. So,
Now, one of the
What if they just say that instead of trying to pretend that this is a highly competent and a viable employee to be mixed in with these pros? Nice rack, but hey, we were akona hizo matanips.
the things that she does say about Colin Cowherd is that through her entire tenure at Fox, Cowherd was professional and respectful towards her and her coworkers. So, you know, as I said on the Millionaire Morning Show, that it needs to be reported when people say great things about great men that's unwilling to fumble the bag, and he put his bag above everything. We don't care about your box. We don't care about your single motherhood. We don't care about nothing. All we care about is continuing to run that bag up.
And for me, that is usually like such things like this. When I see like very powerful people put a lot of things in jeopardy because they want some certain pudesh, it's the level of weakness that comes with that I cannot explain it. Like for me, it doesn't matter. I will never ever put any of these women above money. Because once you do that, of course, you start to lose the focus on the job, what actually attracted these people to you in the first place, and then you start to fumble it. Umetumia pesa vibaya hapa na kitu low quality hata itoshi. You get a lot of people are spending some ridiculously high amounts of money on some very low quality human beings. There's just a certain level of the standards have fallen so hard that all somebody needs to do is actually put themselves together literally. Fake hair, fake eyebrows, fake ass, fake everything. Then uko hapo na unalipia hiyo kitu bana. Watu wananunua maflat, wanaweka watu kwa maflat na ndani ya tuvits hapa jua mediocre pude. Anyway, mediocre pudesh ndio. So I'm not really shocked when I see this because it's not a uniquely Kenyan thing. You can see a lot of people don't really how to choose quality. Juu nyinyi wa shamba. Unaona umepigwa hadi siku moja you've gone crazy. Can't think. Hey, that one. Hey, uliona ile? Alifanya kama ile pono.
Around this time of learning of Miss Taylor and Mr. Dixon's relationship, Taylor then broke off engagement with threatened to go public with all that he knew. Taylor's then fiance threatened to go public with all that he knew.
So
Information to believe Mr. Dixon paid for the wedding deposits in
engaged.
an informal exchange for her fiance. All right?
Scumbag.
Let's continue to go down. All of these women are saying that they were basically harassed and sexuality to get on the show, blah, 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 blah. So now she was getting tested and she believed that she had cancer, right? And this is what she was using and telling, according to this lawsuit, Skip Bayless, in an attempt to stop his advances. And they're saying that he then offered her $1.5 million for box. Now, that's when I started to say,
You know, if I'm to pay for Pudesh, which we do, I pity in the equivalent maybe $50. Kama exchange rate ilikuwa $50. ile at least inaona vizuri at least What is somebody wants to pay 200 and something million Kenya shillings? Hiyo ni ngiri tano. Unajua ngiri tano kama kitu ni smart, utasikia vibaya, especially kama uko nayo. But 200 million that's just wrong. Skip, I hope you did do that. I hope you did offer that. Skip. Skip ameturudisha nyuma centuries as men. Meturudisha mpaka mahali wanaume wanaenda kupigana, they kill each other because the queen gile amechukuliwa. Skip, that's where you've gotten us now. 200 million shillings, Omera. Hey, Skip. I'm feeling pain. Skip, do you know what you can do with the $1.5 billion? Have you ever idea? You can have somebody like her times like 1,000. 1,000 of them. You can Will Chamberlain your way through your life. Skip. Skip. For his sake, I hope you did. From them $1.5 billion. That's just wrong. It doesn't matter how much you earn. That's just wrong.
Is she that
It's obscene.
Because I ain't seen box in his lifetime. Not one. That's worth more than $40 if you ask me.
I told you. That's the price range. If you're paying over that, you are the chairman and maybe organizing secretary of the Simp Association of the world. In this case, America. This is absolutely. You see, what will market across board. We know how much you really should be paying for Pudesh. We know. It shouldn't be this life-changing amount of money for momentary gratification, which you can use Pam and her 5 friends for.
I mean, I don't believe in paying for box.
For free. Pam and her 5 friends can sort you out for free.
But I know that a lot of people do, and if they are, I suggest you just give them $40, and that's just so they can get home and catch an Uber. 1.5
some KFC.
M's, you are a super thirsty simp, if that is true.
Yeah.
It says he continued his advance.
Skip. I hope it's not true, Yawa. Hey, Skip.
This hugs and
Skip is taking us back centuries. Skip.
Finger and hugs and kisses on the cheek, inappropriate comments that he could change her life if she acquiesced. That he could change her life if she gave in and laid down.
Ladies, how many of you have been offered? I know many guys have offered you, especially if you're good looking. How many men have offered you? Actually offered and bought. I know quite a number of dudes who just buy a car for a woman because he wants. In fact, I've found that some of these women, like, they even know, like, who say, because it's the amount of effort the person puts in, and you, this one I'll put him over here, then I'll tell them. Because a lot of the times, the woman doesn't have to suggest anything. If you buy me this or give me that, the guy just does it. He's trying to purchase, but why is this person not purchasable?
Now, 2 reasons why I started to pause at this part.
Although if she turned on, hiyo kitu yako turn down $1.5 million. Hiyo kweli lazima tutafute tujue vizuri.
A, you always try to put yourself in the shoes and say, man, would I be willing to part with 1.5 M's? Even if I had a big contract like Skip Bayless had? Absolutely positively not. No way. And then on the flip side, I have to ask myself, if this is true, is there women out here, especially single mothers that's out here struggling in these California streets, that is willing to turn down 1.5 M's?
I'm going to say no.
Life changed.
I'm going to say no.
You got to ask it from both lenses, and that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Anyways, they said that she turned it down and would make excuses regarding her son, politely change the subject, make a joke, anything to keep Miss Skip Bayless appeased and her job safe. She said. So
you see, if the guy is kind of holding the job over her head, then offers 1.5 million. Kwani how desperate was Skip, you want $1.5 million. You would have purchased all the langas in Costa and their mothers and their sisters and all the women who work in corporate. You'd have purchased all of them. Skip. Hi.
That she had issues with her left ovaries and they advised it could be cancer. Instead, Mr. Bayless told her that he wanted to be with her. He said, that's nice. We'll fix that cancer thing, but I like you and I want you. All right? Said she panicked, began rambling that there are cameras everywhere and that she has a child and that she doesn't.
I think this woman has the recordings. There's something about her memory, the way it's written down. It's like they were listening to what was being said on some recorded device, and just it's very specific for the amount of time that has passed. It's very rare to remember things exactly. So if that's the case,
I want him, and he grabbed her hands and began kissing him, mwah, mwah, and then offered the 1.5 M's for the box. Jeez, I'm appalled here. I'm appalled. Approximately 1 week later, Mr. Bayless made another advance of saying, she said, Skip, stop, you got a wife. And he says, aren't you Muslim? Don't your dad have 3 or 4?
How can this guy wanted this Pudesh man? Laini yote. Waka ameingia kwa familia yao. Your dad is Muslim. You can have more wives. But Skip, you're not the Muslim.
Wives?
Man.
And then she says, my father passed away, and he was taken aback and made an excuse to leave. Then she talks about her job being threatened. Now, this is where the lawsuit apparently came in. Not sure why it's just being filed in 2024, but we're going to get there. On April 13th, my birthday, 2022, my 40th birthday, they texted back and forth. He texted her. She texted back a day later and said, I'm not comfortable down here. And Skip just basically crashed out. They say that they was in this fitting room, that she started to try to record. And Mr. Bayless answered the door. Before she could speak, he began to angrily accuse Mrs. F, or Miss F, of effing Shannon Sharpe.
Oh.
She tried to explain that she didn't have any feelings towards Mr. Sharpe and had never slept with him or any other talent member or employee at Fox. So she was above board. I would assume that she's saying that she's above board. If you filing a lawsuit and you saying that he offered $1.5 million and you turned it down, you got to be the most above board single mother that I've ever seen in my entire
100%.
life. God bless you.
If she turned down $1.5 million, well, unafaa ukuwe president. So wherever you are president or whatever that thing you're doing, if it is mothers union, teachers union, they should make you president.
They said Mr. Bayless demanded that she come down to the car. And she responded it'll be inappropriate, and he grew irate and left. Okay?
Hey, Skip. So is Skip, this white one here, was accused of saying that the woman had given this Shannon Sharpe pudesh. So ni kama hapa huyu alipewa bure na huyu alikuwa ametoa offer ya $1.5 million to stand down. Hata mimi nitashika mile. Even me can catch mile. Kimsee hapo Shannon amekuja na hizo msuli zake. Amepewa tu sare. Kijamaa kikakuja hapa. It's my turn. Smart no, kabwa no. Yeah. Mr. Sharpe, Mr. Skip no.
Next day.
No single mother pudesh for you, Mr. Skip.
Hey, he texted her, if you're distracted tomorrow, I'll wait till Monday, but I can't keep doing this. She says she was confused. He says, trust me, I'm far more confused. I would imagine so if she turned it down.
I've offered you $1.5 million.
At the bottom of the totem pole, if you turn it down 1.5 M, if you offering 1.5 M's, first of all, she don't like you. If this is true, she really don't like you. And secondly, she turning down the money. Yeah, bro, it's time to give it up. Skip is hitting rock bottom. On the 15th, he texted, do you still want to do the haircut or just move on? And she says she doesn't want to move on because she needed her job. On the 16th, did not answer the call. Oh, he called her. She didn't answer the call because she was scared. Then she called him back 10 minutes later. And he angrily accused her of effing Shannon Sharpe.
Said that he could tell him you see, it might have played a role in breaking up that show. Skip, you should have just chill out, man. Now you'll still have a undisputed guy with Shannon and doing great things. Now you crashed out of Pudendam. Skip ameniangusha.
She was getting bust down. She explained that she was kind of all of the talent and laughing and engaging in conversation. And he then was yelling at her because she refused to go to his car.
Hey, Skip ulikuwa nataka hiyo.
She angrily.
But then this Skip fellow is very fit. He's like an ardent like gym goer, runner. So bado ni kimzee lakini ni kama kinaona naweza chukuana na hii. Naweza ipiga.
Mr. Bayless then angrily stated that he heard her talk to Mr. Sharpe about her vagina. She knew this to be untrue and was embarrassed and angry. Miss F responded that even if she had been dating Shannon Sharpe, which she hadn't, it wouldn't matter at all because she only had a professional relationship with Mr. Bayless. So even if I am busting him down, even if he is busting me down, which he ain't, right? I'm only professional with you. I don't want you, is what she's saying.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, she turned over the recording device or whatever, so on and so forth. She said that the room is bugged, and he then started going off. Said that you doing a big thing with my arch rival, Bull S. I'm calling Bull S.
All that, it seemed like they were just listening in on a recording.
And Mr. Bayless said warned he doesn't want her to lose her job over this. Listen, I'm the big dog. I got love for you. I have for 6 years, but you hurt me. and you ruining this. He was determined to get sloppy seconds, right? He invited her to come to his crib and do it, all of that other type of stuff, and it just didn't play out. So anyways.
Hey, guys, I will stop that. I think I've watched the entire video. This is the thing. Please go subscribe to Anton Daniels over there. Akona Masho. He has other channels. There's Anton Daniels there on TikTok, Twitter, X, Instagram. One Anton Daniels kila pahali hapo. One Anton Daniels. So by the way, huyo Joey Taylor ndio hii hapa. American media personality television host for Fox Sport 1. So even now she got, so this thing, go and listen, watch other videos. He's done quite a few on the same subject. They'll break up, they'll give you more information. This is to say that this goes on everywhere, and this is actually one of those things that mimi kwangu it sticks right up there with the things I hate the most in this world. It's the unfairness of it. You see, me, I don't argue against beautiful people. I just say if you can get the job, get it, but have the requisite skills and talents that are to do the job and get it fairly. As fair as it can be got, But I really can't stand it. A lot of people are putting the thumb on the scale on a lot of things and installing a lot of mediocre people in very important positions. And this is a case where now there's about 5 to 10 people here that are going to have it rough. There's another guy called Ocho. He's like also one of these. He's like a Nigerian American. He's one of these hosts also. Huyo Ocho saa alisema huyo Taylor alikuwa anampea pia smash kabisa so that she could join the show that the shows they're on. So there's a lot, and then the guy had come out really praising. I know that she's a black woman and she's excellent. She's worked hard and it's very hard for her because she's a black woman. He talked all lyrical, but then he deleted the video. Once this case came out, he deleted the video. But he was in disguise like, hey, she's a white woman, black woman, and she's in this male-dominated sports, blah, blah. He went all out. Hey, people can crash out of Pudesh. It's shocking. It's absolutely shocking. It's because I'm old, I'm what? Because there's no way. Even if I have what money, there's no way. Pudesh ni ya kitu ya kando huko, discreet huko kando kama uko na doe especially, and you're picking from the top huko. Kama unachukua fruit ya huko juu kabisa, you don't come here and go to the bottom of the barrel and start chasing there. Nini, kwanza nyie watu mko na doe wengi wenu mazee, mna picking mazee mko wa social media na tupoko to social media bana. It is my baby mama. You're a fool. Not a want to measure like this guy over here bana. He wants to pay the economy 20% of the economy of Nairobi to a single mother there for Pudesh, man. What the fuck, man? What's wrong with people, man? Anyway, I will wait. All these are alleged. Of course, I will wait and see how this turns out. If it turns out she's lying, because this happens all the time, I'll come back here and say she's lying and have the same fun as I'm having fun with this one now. So I hope you enjoy this kind of contents. Tell me what you think of it. Should I continue? Should I say, stick to your... Although, actually, even if you told me to stick, I want to try this, doing a lot more different topics and see how it turns out. I've just done this for a year. I feel confident that after a while, I'll know exactly what works and what people want and continue to feed that. But right now, I really just talk about things that I find interesting. Otherwise, enda kwa hizo ma social media zote, pata Alboa Cinema, follow, share, like, fanya hizo mitu zote. Si ndio?